Hello and welcome to Learn Oliver Biology 5090. In this unit we are going to discuss specialized animal cells, and by the end of this particular discussion should be able to identify the specialized animal cells and also describe the structure, function and adaptation of specialized cells. So this unit is one of two. Okay, now we have these cells that have been displayed to us. Okay, so we have cell 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so what is cell 1? Cell 1 is just a ciliated cell. Ciliated cell. Now this cell has parts. Okay, so we have A. What is A? That is a cilia. Okay, B, the cytoplasm. C, that's the nucleus. Okay, now these cells play major roles in our body. Okay, different roles, of which some include, let's say, functions. Okay, functions. Okay, so the first one is they play a role in the respiratory tract. Okay, say respiratory tract. Now within the respiratory tract, what do they do? Okay, so they help sweep out mucus. Okay, mucus containing dust particles and germs. Okay, that is one. The second one is within the oviduct. So they'll be found within the oviduct, or we can say the fallopian tube. Now what do these cells do within the fallopian tube? So they help move the ovum towards the uterus. Okay, so these are the major two things that you need to know. Okay, away from that, we also have adaptations. Okay, adaptations. Now usually when we're looking at adaptations, in simple terms we can say adaptations are just it's just a process or things that allow a cell to perform its function. Okay, so now looking at the cell, what are some of the adaptations we can use? We just say one of the adaptations we can write under this one. Okay, so we'll say presence of cilia to help move the ovum and sweep out mucus. Okay, presence of cilia to help move the ovum, that is towards the uterus, and also sweep out mucus. That mucus will contain dust particles and also germs. Okay, let's look at 2. 2, these are just white blood cells. Okay, white blood cells. Now, when you try to look at 2, we have 2 cells there, okay? Cell is under Roman numeral 1, then the other one is under Roman numeral 2, okay? So the one that is under Roman numeral 1 is a phagocyte. Okay, phagocyte. Phagocyte is an example or type of white blood cell. Okay, and it has parts. What is D? That is just the cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane. Okay, and then what is E? Is the cytoplasm. Then F will say lobed nucleus. Okay, that is that. Under Roman numeral 2 is the lymphocyte. Okay, equally the lymphocyte is a type of a white blood cell. Okay, let's label it. G, what is G? Cell membrane. Okay, then what is H? H is the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. Then what is I? I is a nucleus. Okay, so these are the 2 cells that will be discussed within this particular unit. Okay, now we know that white blood cells are cells that defend the body against infection or against just foreign materials or foreign bodies. Okay, now despite having that general definition of what white blood cells do, we have types here. Okay, we have the phagocytes and also the lymphocytes. What role do the phagocytes do? Okay, so function. Function of the phagocytes is to defend the body against infection by engulfing the foreign body or germs or bacteria. Okay, and in doing so it allows it now to digest it and later kill it. Okay, so we'll say it defends. Okay, so defends the body against infections or we just say foreign bodies. Okay, so these foreign bodies can be bacteria that will now cause something bigger or an infection. Okay, by engulfing. Okay, so they defend the body against infections by engulfing that foreign substance. Okay, what is that foreign substance they'll be engulfing? An example, you can say bacteria. Okay, bacteria. Okay, that is one. Now let's look at the adaptations of this particular cell called phagocyte. Okay, adaptation. What do you think are the adaptations of this particular cell? Adaptation. Okay, so we'll say presence of a lobed nucleus. For easy engulfing of foreign bodies. Okay, foreign bodies. An example of these foreign bodies will say bacteria again. Okay, bacteria. Okay, so bacteria, that is plural. Okay, then bacterium, one, singular. Okay, so there are quite a good number of adaptations that we can discuss, but the major one is this one that we have highlighted here. Okay, maybe we can also add another one. So they have they possess amoeboid movements. Okay, which allows them to move towards gems. Okay, easy movement towards gems, and as a result they move closer and they eventually engulf those particular foreign bodies. Okay, let's look at now the lymphocytes. What are the functions of the lymphocytes? Okay, so say function of the lymphocytes. So these lymphocytes defend the body as well. But how do they defend the body? Okay, so say they defend the body against infections, or rather we just say foreign bodies. Foreign bodies by producing antibodies and antitoxins. Okay, antitoxins. So we have these two things, antibodies and antitoxins. So antibodies will be produced or just released, okay, to kill bacteria, whereas antitoxins will be produced to neutralize the germs or just the bacteria that is causing that infection. Okay, now looking at the adaptation, usually under the lymphocyte, we just say it has a large nucleus and a thin cytoplasm. Okay, the third one, okay, we'll say 3. What is 3? These are muscle. Sorry, say muscle cells. Okay, muscle cells. These have been labeled. Okay, so we have let's say Roman numeral 1. What is Roman numeral 1? We have a type of muscle known as smooth. Okay, smooth muscle. Roman numeral 2, that is the cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle. And lastly, Roman numeral 3 is the skeletal muscle. Okay, now where do we find these muscles? Okay, Smooth muscle usually is going to be found, or rather it will just line up the gut, okay, as an example, okay, to be found in different parts, but use an example, okay, lines up the gut, okay. The cardiac muscle, on the other hand, will be found where? The heart, okay. Skeletal muscle, skeleton, okay. So it attaches itself to the skeleton, to the skeleton, okay. Skeleton, okay. Now, these cells have a common label, okay, which is J. Okay, what is J? J is just a nuclei, okay, nuclei. This cell also has functions and adaptations, okay. So we begin. Functions. What are the functions of these cells? What is the main function of these cells? Okay, so these cells, okay, contract to promote movement. Okay, contract to promote movement. Now, what are the adaptations? What are some of the adaptations these particular cells have? Okay, so say adaptations. Okay, adaptations. What are the adaptations of these cells? So say 1, presence of actin and myosin filaments. Okay, filaments in the cytoplasm of the cell, which carry out contraction. Okay, contraction. As a result, an organism moves or part of the body moves. Okay, then the other one that we can use under adaptation is there will be abundance. Okay, abundance. Say abundance of mitochondria. Okay, abundance of mitochondria to release energy. Okay, these are some of the things that you need to understand under structure, function, and adaptations of these cells that we've discussed.